Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone of all while, and Shalom to all the brothers doing like sincerity and truth. We're going to cover this, these fires that you've been having. Because really, it's not just the fires. You've more or less just had a lot of different, so-called natural disasters taking place. You had like landslides. There was even like there was a video I saw in India of like a rock slide. That shit looked wild. Like it was a fucking car just got completely flattened by some rocks moving at intense speed. And it's more or less it's signs of the times, man. It's basically the Lord no longer holding his voice and opening up on this place, man. And that's what you've been seeing intensifying, and it's not slowed up. That's why it's like now it's summer, and people are feeling the heat. People have been feeling the heat. So it's on the mirror. It says Greek wildfires, thousands flee as apocalyptic fires continue to rage like horror movie. The blaze on the island of Evia erupted into several fronts, tearing through thousands of acres of forest across its northern region, forcing the evacuation of dozens of villages. Thousands have been forced to flee from their homes as apocalyptic wildfires in Greece continue to rage throughout the country. The island of Evia was burning uncontrollably for a sixth day on Sunday after ferries were scrambled to rescue beleaguered residents. This is happening all over the globe. This one in Greece as well. There's an image. I don't even know if they have it. Nah, I don't think they do. Fucking hell. Shit, was that? Nah. This is kind of wild still. So, beleaguered residents. Dozens of it. So the flames engulfed homes in 5 villages, but the full extent of the damage was not immediately known. It's like a horror movie set. A 38-year-old pregnant evacuee who gave her name as Mina after she boarded a rescue ferry at the town of Pefki. But now this is not the movie. This is real life. This is here's peak, because that shit burning down, bruv. You got no house, your schools, your local shops, your whatever ancient sites would have been there. The forest, god damn, that shit is immense. But that's what that's the time that's the time we're in. It's actually wild as hell. It literally is. That's why you can't play with the Lord, because this is light work for what's coming. And this has been a thing that's been like year on year intensifying. So this is what, but now is it okay? We're talking about the apocalypse. I don't know how to describe. Yeah, that's it. It's gonna feel like the apocalypse, man. It's feeling like the time of the end, because they're just like, yo, it's a wrap. They're done. Like, how they even gonna, like, imagine you're just there, like your whole village, your whole like your house, your parents' houses, your neighbors, all that shit getting burned to a crisp. Man are coming. Ain't nothing happening. But that's the this is a thing that's not been, it wasn't in these people's minds until this shit came. They weren't thinking about Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They weren't thinking about the time of the end. That's the mindset of most people. They're completely ignorant to a bad time, especially in the West. This didn't go away. Okay. Get it to go away? No? It's gonna stay there? Okay. It went away. Okay. Yeah, no one was considering that this shit was gonna go down, and that's the time we're in. It's the time where it's people are gonna be caught out here like a thief, man. They ain't gonna be aware because these things, as far as they're seeing it, this is just coming from nowhere. But for the prophets, we've seen it coming, man. Seen all on all levels, all layers of society. Everything's becoming a total mess. And the thing is as well is people really don't keep up with the news. Like since the start of the first lockdown, like the first 6 months, 3 months of that, people have been burnt out. They don't want to check the news because all they used to seeing is people dying. Everything's in a completely destroyed state. They lose all their optimism about life, optimism about the future, which is what they need. That's the whole American dream. Is what is that optimistic look of just like, oh, there could others, something to kind of work for, or that's all their the basis of how they approach life. So this is what I lost my home. Yeah, so this is what I lost my home. Nothing will be the same the next day. One woman who gave her name as Vasilikia said, "It's a disaster. It's huge. Our villages are destroyed. There's nothing left from our homes, our properties. Nothing. Yeah, could have had vineyards. Could have had all form of could have been growing all kinds of products. Could have had animals, sheep. Them. Oh man, yeah. Like it's a wrap. You might have tried grabbing like one, two sheep and then just be like, nah, this ain't even viable. And then bang, it's done. That's your whole livelihood. And the funny thing is Greece's economy has been done, been dead, been non-existent from 2008, 2009. Like that, it's been a wrap. Like them men have been surviving off what was it? What's the word I'm looking for tourism? Tourism. That's really been it's wild. So it says wildfires have broken out in many parts of the country during a devastating week-long heat wave. Greece is worse in 3 decades, with Syrian temperatures and hot winds creating tinderbox conditions. Across the country, forest land has burned and dozens of homes and businesses have been destroyed. Since Tuesday, the Coast Guard has evacuated more than 200 people, including many elderly residents. Yeah, bare them are just gonna be like up in age as well. So it's and there's even people that could have been like roasted in their houses and they ain't even been discovered yet. Like with that what was it, Miami, where there was a block where it collapsed and they said like I think on the first few days said like, oh, there's been one or two people, but like 100 and something missing. It's like people, it takes a while to kind of track down and be like, okay, wait, hold on, who lived here, who lived there? All these people are missing, and you find out there's hella people got judged. That's how wild it is. Because really, in the time of judgment, man. So since Tuesday, the Coast Guard evacuated, which is linked to the mainland by a bridge. In dramatic sea rescues as the night sky turned apocalyptic red. Yeah. But hey, well, yeah, she could save a small dog. And yeah, through. Huh, that is hell. You're just chilling there, but your home's done. Like, it's a wrap. Yeah, it's funny as well, because he mentioned what? Uh, COP26. Well, I don't even know. But there was, the what do you call it? Uh, the UN? Was it the UN? They did a report, climate change report, and they said they're not far from hitting the limit of like unrepairable levels of damage to the environment or something. So given like having these natural disasters and then having that report come out, that can then give the justification to go forward and be like, hey, um, okay, we're changing up we're putting in all these different kinds of what do you call it of protocols, new taxes on on certain things, putting in new taxes, putting in what's it called, uh restrictions on certain products, or saying like, okay, we're gonna have to stop producing certain things, and the price of fuel and whatnot is definitely gonna go up. They'll say, okay, we're gonna increase the price to de-incentivize and all that, or they might start promoting things like, okay, heading into that Neuralink kind of direction where they're like, okay, we're gonna have to start fusing with technology to to combat these things. Where it comes into the mark, man, that implantable chip that goes under the skin. But yeah, well, let me read this. Because Luke 12:49 says, I am come to send fire on earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? Which I was gonna get Malachi 4 first, but hey, that's it. These wildfires are light work compared to what's coming, because Yahushua is coming to bring fire on earth. That includes what the thermonuclear destruction is going to be visited upon America, and the chariots, the so-called UFOs, as they're called, UFOs, that Yahushua is going to come back in, referred to as clouds, or the chariots of Israel in the scriptures. They're going to be shooting fire as well upon the earth, man, and it's going to be on a different scale, and that's why it's like this. This is a precursor, because when you compare what you're seeing over there, where it's a fire where you can sit there and observe from a certain distance, you go to like the end of Terminator 2, Sarah Connor, where she gets obliterated. That's a completely different scale, but that's it. People aren't aware. Malachi 4:1, for behold the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Yeah, root nor branch. It's gonna be is it 14? I think. Or is it? Okay, yeah. So Zechariah 14:12, and it says, and this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that fall against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Yeah. So that's that Sarah Connor where she got hit with the heat, with that nuclear heat, with that wave, and it was just like disintegrated. Everything got vamushed. All you had left was a skeleton, and even that, after a while, that would get vamushed as well. Man, are getting obliterated. That's what's getting ready to come. That's why it's like these events, these disasters, these things are precursors to come, man. Floods, thunderstorms, wildfires, earthquakes. These things are signs of what's to come. And that's how we know. Second, it's computer. Because as well, then this is why 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heaven shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Yeah, that nuclear fire is going to bring a complete different scale of destruction, man. It's going to be like in Knowing, where you just see the wave of fire cascade over the city, just everything getting blazed. Because it's going to be maximum levels of destruction. It's got, this whole earth needs to be cleansed, man. It needs to be a reset. This age needs to be ended. And then, that righteous age brought in. But it said, what will come as a thief in the night? Because these guys in this world, they're not looking for it. They're looking for this place to continue. They're looking for there to be no end to Esau's rule, man. They think it's going to be nothing more but, the jolly good times that they think they're enjoying, despite being in hell. But yeah, that's... But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Shalom.